Last week on SOS VHS.
Oh, he's
Pleasure to meet you.
he's leaving.
Andres!
Andres! I'm sorry!
Don't do it!
I'm sorry, Andres!
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 No!
I do miss Andres.
Yeah.
He's probably at the bottom of the ocean. Well, you know what I did
What?
to attract a new host? I put Reese's Pieces all over the island because I saw it in E.T. And I thought, if we get a new host...
So you put Reese's Pieces everywhere.
all over the island. I'm trying to get a new host. I'm hoping...
Yeah.
Fellas, let me
Oh
What?
my God.
You found the...
Look at this. I found them all over the goddamn bed, all in the goddamn driveway, all the way here. I stopped.
What?
You have a driveway on this island?
Hell yeah.
You're on the other side. You went to the other side.
This is amazing.
Hell yeah, son.
We got Doc here, man.
Back, you jackasses. Y'all ready?
Oh, let's get into it, man. We're talking E.T. Let's go. This Thursday, we got Almost Alpha with Taylor Williamson and Joey Bragg. It airs at 9 a.m. and they got a trailer, so let's check it out. Year 2024. The machines have developed huge, veiny, girthy...
Joey! Oh my god, what the heck are you doing, bro?
What? What are you doing? You said you wanted to film a Terminator porno for our podcast.
No, I said I want to film a Terminator-esque promo.
Promo. Okay. That makes more sense.
Hello, I'm Taylor Williamson.
And I'm America's sweetheart, Joey Bragg. We're on the set of our new podcast, Almost Alpha. Come to the 7 Eckies Hub channel and wherever else you can find your podcast.
Thursday, May 9th, and every Thursday after that.
Come join us. Don't forget to like, subscribe for a lot more of this.
Oh my god, Betty.
Coming to you every Thursday, baby.
We'll be back.
Dun 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 dun.
You know, I kind of wanted them to do the full Terminator porno. That would have been cool.
Oh, that would have been good.
They was having a good time. It looked like we all made that motherfucker.
yeah, we made that here. Yeah, we had a great time.
That would be great.
Thursday at 9 a.m.
Oh, fuck. E.T. Phew.
Did you like the movie?
Oh, I loved E.T. But,
Really?
you know, when you watch the movies now, like Avengers and all that, then you watch E.T., it's like, God damn.
Like
the cinematography, it's just...
like E.T.'s like not good to you.
Yeah, they adjusted it CGI-wise. They put a little touches on it. But then there's a couple points where you just watching it and you're like, that's clearly a backdrop.
Yeah. And he's very ugly too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he
looks like a skinned baby Sasquatch or something. It's like kind of gross. When he's like in the river, it's like disturbing. It's like, is that Harvey Weinstein on Ozempic?
Yeah.
So like to just start off with the movie E.T., a Spielberg film, and this isn't going to be like Andres's film school, like recollections of the movie. It's
Right, because he's a bloated body at the ocean floor right now. So
Oh man, we should go down there and see if I've been watching The Jinx. I got some satellite TV, and I want to see if Andres' limbs are still all attached.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he did. Yeah, he cut up the body and got off after cutting up. He cut the head, the limbs, everything.
Yeah, it's awful.
And his lawyer said, "Hey, it's not what happens after somebody dies. It was self-defense, but then afterwards he's like, I'm just going to cut up this body and dispose
he wasn't
of it."
on trial for cutting up a body. He was on trial for murder.
But they proved self-defense.
Exactly.
Best lawyers, better than Johnny Cochran, better than
it was
all of
amazing.
them.
It was actually that they brought up self-defense, and
Right.
it was on the state to disprove it, and it's basically impossible to disprove, so he gets off.
Unreal.
What are we talking about?
I know. We're talking about E.T., so I'm going to give a quick film synopsis.
E.T. had some domestic problems.
Yeah.
That's why, actually, that could be why he's on Earth. Do you think E.T. got canceled on his planet? Maybe he did something really shady, like he touched another E.T.'s ass.
You know what?
By the way, this movie's very prepubescent. Is that how you say the word?
Yeah. You said it in a really gross way, though.
I want to say
touching kids or something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when Elliot goes to the fridge,
we got to find some of them.
well, Doc, when Elliot goes to the fridge, you can see his whitey tighties. I'm like, who made this? Kevin Spacey? And then I was thinking, oh, if you replaced every time they say E.T. with Kevin Spacey, it kind of makes sense still.
But you know what? The way you said that was with so much joy. It was like,
oh, because I was excited to discover it.
Jeez, bro.
So, okay.
Easy, break it down a little bit. not too much excitement. You got to say that like he was a little tighter. You got to say,
yeah.
You know.
Well, let me ask you: when you watch this, does it make you think about like real life aliens, anything like that? Like, what do you think? Are they already here?
Well, before we get into that, quick film synopsis of E.T. Because I hadn't watched E.T. in like 20 years. So I forgot all about it, and it's an amazing movie, but I just want to give a quick film synopsis. It's after a gentle alien becomes stranded on Earth, the being is discovered and befriended by a young boy named Elliot, played by Henry Thomas. Bring the extraterrestrial into a suburban California house. Elliot introduces E.T., as the alien is dubbed, to his brother and his little sister Gertie, Drew Barrymore, and the children decide to keep its existence a secret. Soon, however, E.T. falls ill, turning white and disgusting, resulting in government intervention and a dire situation for both Elliot and the alien. So,
in his world, being white is bad. It means you're unhealthy.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a PC world.
He is black. He's a fucking, he may be Mexican a little bit, but anyway.
That's so funny. Yeah, E.T.'s more Mexican. He is an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I chose E.T. because, Doc, we got some stuff to talk about, man. We got some stuff to talk about. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. I love talking aliens with you. I love talking extraterrestrials. And I want to hear it, man. I want to lay it all out.
Does the Space Force, what was the Galactic Federation? They have information on aliens, right?
Well, what do you mean?
Didn't you say there's this Galactic Federation that...
Right. So...
Wouldn't they have information on extraterrestrials?
But that's who they are, though.
Yeah, I know, but
They're
on the whole community.
Supposedly, they're like a whole... First of all, they're like a cabal to us because we don't know who they are, right? We just get these weird stories. And whether they're true or not, they are like... They're just completely hidden from us. So we don't have no information, truthful information about who exactly they are.
What about whistleblowers?
There's plenty of whistleblowers, government-wise and military-wise. But once again, all the things that they speak of, nothing's been really substantiated except the fact that there are UFOs. So we have to keep that, like my approach is collect all the information, but don't believe all the information. Because it's a waste of, you know what I mean?
Everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, a grain of salt until things come forward.
Okay.
Right? And
well, what are your thoughts today on them?
My thoughts today is that until you can get somebody to negate, like completely just deny Hayam Eshed, the former space chief and general of Israel.
Yeah, that's right.
Until you get somebody on his level, even our space chief, if you look at like Wikipedia, his information versus Hayam Eshed's, he's not even nowhere near on that level.
And what's the Israelis saying? Because I know you've talked about him before, but if you could recap, like, what are his thoughts?
As far as the Israelis concerned, I didn't like dive that deep into what they are saying themselves.
Okay.
I just only listened to what he said.
Well, what's he saying?
He's saying that, one, there is a federation.
Okay.
Two, that they have a base built inside of Mars.
Mars, yeah, that's right.
Which is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, because like, we paid for it.
Yeah, we got the fucking Mars rover up there looking for life, and they inside this motherfucker having lunch. It's fucking, it's so, at the same time, it's like, it's so psychologically brilliant if it's true.
Yeah, it's like,
because
one half the world is believing we're just discovering it, and like there's people already in the know, like you said, eating lunch, watching Netflix and that,
having meetings and probably hopping to different planets or as far as we know, dimensions or in the universes. You see now the Harvard scientist, what's his name, Avi Loeb.
Okay,
so now he's saying, which is crazy to me, because I've heard people say this, but when people say stuff, you're like, man, shut the fuck, y'all just make up all these fucking conspiracies. Like, be quiet.
Yeah, okay.
But now what he's saying is that these UFOs or extraterrestrials, whatever they are, right? They're coming through CERN. There's something, there's a dimensional aspect about what CERN has been doing with particle colliding and different things like that, or whatever they're doing, they're creating portals for them to come through, which to me, I'm like, nah, they already been here.
They're just flying here, you think? There's no portals.
Yeah.
Maybe the portals are outside of like our planet and it's just close by to them.
Here's something I want to ask, because right, in E.T., the alien is friendly, right? And I like that perspective that Steven Spielberg puts, is like, here's an alien that can feel another person's feelings. Like Elliot can then feel, E.T.'s feelings. So here's a benevolent alien, right? A benevolent extraterrestrial. But then you hear reports of not so benevolent ETs, and that's what really scares me. I love ET because it's positive.
Yeah.
It's not like Alien, right? Where it's like, this thing's gonna impregnate you and pop out of your fucking chest.
I don't think it would be like ET at all. Like, that's like if we accidentally left like a dog on another planet or something like that.
ET is like the dog species of alien.
Or something. Or it's like if we left like a slow person on the planet. It's like if you're ET and you're like this super nice like alien, why are you on the ship to Earth? Unless you're someone's kid or something like that. Like, I feel like I don't know. He's not like made for this. He's not that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you got the best accidental mission in the history of the universe.
He's collecting plans. He's like he's doing like
he was out there by himself.
Drag.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck is he doing? When I saw him when he grabbed the little plant and uprooted it, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why are you?
He's a tree hugger. He's a hippie alien.
Oh yeah.
That's like lame. It's like, I want aliens to be like, where's the nuclear devices?
Well, if we really look at them, if they're able to come here, then they have to be scientists themselves.
Yes, of course.
So maybe,
or just pilots. Are those just the pilots and the scientists are back there?
Well, he had his own pilots. They took off. They left his.
Exactly. They're
That
not
was
even
fun.
good. These ETs, it's like, I think they're maybe on the slower spectrum of aliens. And that just is really smart in alien world. And we're
So
just
they like the Special Olympics of the universe.
Yeah.
Like, or whatever they.
Yeah, do you think the whole thing was a Special Olympics like relay and like ET just missed like his part?
He the slowest one. They was like, boy, every time. Leave him. We'll be back for him.
Yeah, we're never going back to Earth. Damn.
Well, it's crazy because so he had to phone home, but I'm like, they knew where you were, bro. They didn't even.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They weren't waiting for your call, which remember, like, I think at Universal Studios there were all these like ads like for Sprint. It was like ET phone home, you Sprint. It was like 1999 or something. It was
It's
before
like
the Jurassic Park.
ET's calling home. They're like, no, I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Man, we gotta go. Man, we already know where he is. We don't want to go. They left him. It's like,
And their spaceship, it looked like the Volvo of spaceships. It wasn't like that nice.
oh, it was horrible.
Yeah,
It was horrible. I was like, what did Steven Spielberg think when he made? I'm like, out of the Millennium Falcon, all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't know to make something better than that.
I did have a thought. It kind of looked Vimana shape, like ancient Hindus. Sanskrit, where it's like the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, where they talk about these Vimana shaped, and it looks like that.
Wow.
Where
Yeah,
this
that's true.
is thousands and thousands of years ago. It's like, oh yeah, our gods are flying in these machines. So I wonder. I don't really know, but I wonder if it's the design was around that.
If our gods are ETs, oh boy.
Steven Spielberg is working on a new UFO movie.
Really?
What?
Yeah. We
I
haven't
didn't
got
hear
any
about
haven't got any full information yet.
BET.
But he's yeah, BET. Fucking guy.
Jeez, God.
That would be so good. You, Martin Lawrence, and Pat Williams, you know,
Get Chris Tucker in there.
encounter some ETs.
Hell yeah.
Cutsy all smoking weed with them, you know, just fun
I wouldn't
stuff.
smoke weed with him, but I just
It's
be
like The
looking
Wash.
stupid.
Yeah.
Remember that movie, The Wash?
The Wash?
Yeah, with Snoop Dogg and Dr.
Oh
Dre.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was it-
I love that movie.
I don't. It was okay. You know what I'm saying?
I like all those movies from the 90s and 2000s.
I do. Not all of them, but you know.
What about Blue Streak?
Blue Streak was funny as hell to me.
So good,
bro. That fucking movie was so goddamn funny to me.
I know.
I'm like, between Blue Streak, Dumb and Dumber, like comedy movies back then.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Blue Streak's with Martin Lawrence, right?
Mhm.
I always remember that scene where he's in the vents and he catches that guy like jerking off, and then he like later is like, let's shake your hand. He's like,
joking off. He's putting
nasty.
the cream on because he had some kind of itch.
oh, that's what it was. Oh, okay. So and then he like goes to shake his hand. And he's like,
He's like, oh, I'm good.
When he's leaving jail and he only has one shoelace. What would you do with my shoelace? Put it.
But how many times have y'all really, like, haven't y'all done that too before in like real life? Like scratch your balls and then go and talk to people and be like, hey, buddy. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's like, you know how many hands you'd probably shake that touch their own balls?
Of course.
Come it's
what?
I mean,
No,
dudes scratch their balls all the time. Who goes to wash their hands after they scratch their balls?
Wait,
Say
on
you,
the inside?
yeah, like say like you got this
scratch
real
your balls
itch.
and you're like, what up?
Yeah,
player?
bro, you sitting there like, God damn, it's one of those itches where you can't, like, I'm sitting like right now, so I'm
I
like,
had
I
to do it
can't
on the
really
plane.
get there.
Well, I get that. Like you can't scratch through the jeans.
Right, so you
But
go
I-
down a little bit, or go tuck in the corner right quick. Hey, fellas, I'll be right back and scratch your balls and come back.
You gotta.
Then the
I
next
don't
thing
really
you know,
leave the area to do it. I just like on my flight from Vegas to Burbank, I scratched a couple times and I just didn't care.
hey, why would you get up to scratch your balls? Who goes to the bathroom to scratch their balls?
Yeah, no one.
Nobody.
Maybe,
You gotta. Okay, you gotta.
E.T. would.
I've never seen a dude like, man, I gotta scratch my ball. I'll be back. Where's the lavatory? Nobody. You know?
Yeah. E.T.'s pretty much all ball skin, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he's a walking testicle.
yeah,
That's what the fuck he is.
he's ball skin.
Scrotum.
so gross.
But he's charming. But he's like,
He is charming. He is. And so this movie, I don't love the Spielberg like hokey dokey kind of stuff. Like the positivity of it all. Like to me, like it feels so outdated watching it today. Like the fights they're having, like the family dynamic, I'm just not into it.
Well, I mean, so E.T. was based off of Spielberg's imaginary friend. It's a script based on him having an imaginary friend
That's
that he
insane.
created after his parents' divorce. So
Yeah.
this is like a heartfelt, like you have that family, like those family problems. The mom, right, is like, obviously divorced because the dad's in Mexico with Sally or something.
Yeah, he hates
right?
Mexico. It's like these aren't even that big of problems. It's like everyone's
But
parents get divorced.
It sets that foundation for Elliot, that emotional like thing that he's going through. The kids are having a hard time, but here's this positive thing that comes into their life that gives them hope. That Elliot is attached physiologically to the alien. He feels and vice versa, and there's a connection there where he doesn't get from his dad.
Yeah.
He's not really getting from his mom. His mom's kind of is there to be a caretaker,
His
but
mom's on Tinder
she's
at
dismissive.
night.
She's like going out to work. She's on Tinder.
Who is Sally though that his dad is in Mexico with? I'm like, is this a chick he cheated with? Who?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
And then she's
too.
like, you see her get on, and I'm like, oh, he just smashed some chick behind her back.
Yeah.
They don't give you that adultery right there, and I'm like, give it to us. But they just hold it back for the kids. I'm like, no, we like that porn.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
so you want to go to a
Soft porn.
separate scene that's cuts like you would see palm trees in Mexico
Yeah.
and a dad just having sex with this woman.
Yeah, and she's like 25, and he's getting like, "Yeah, look at me, you fucking." And they don't cut to that. They
Yeah,
just
you
give
see
you her.
E.T. watching.
They give you her pain, and I'm like, well, you got to give the father's joy. You can't just.
Oh wow! Because
bring-
you want to see both sides.
Yeah, I want to see him having a good time with his fucking pina coladas. Hey, you fucking.
That is so fucking
La, la, la,
funny.
la, 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 and everybody just fucking doing it, and like, I don't know
Yeah.
why they huluing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aloha.
Cut to his son like depressed
Why
in
are we doing
the
a
tent.
white
Where's dad?
Oh
It's
man.
always like,
He's with Sally and Lucia.
I liked that emotion of it. I think Spielberg is just a master of that. He's able to bring that out of you, and that emotion. It's like it penetrates deep. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a sexual
Okay.
way.
so he.
I'm not trying because I knew. That's why I had to clarify.
You're like, phew, somebody's
let the emotion get balls deep on you is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, but it
doesn't work
Spielberg.
on me. I swear to God, even in fucking Saving Private Ryan, like when he's like, I'm a school teacher, I'm like, so?
Oh, that's a great scene.
I really, it doesn't work on me. And I love Tom Hanks so much.
Oh my God.
It is a great scene. I get it. But like, I don't. And when the guy's like, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm like, what? Who
No
cares?
movie affects you?
No, Spielberg's positivity.
Okay.
Him specifically, he doesn't affect me. Maybe I have powers against Jewish people, but I don't.
You know what it is? You're Elliot after E.T. dies. You don't feel anything anymore. That's like
do though with other movies like
Spielberg, but it's Spielberg, man. Schindler's List, nothing.
No, I was like, what's this black and white bullshit?
Yeah, you got. You just got something against Spielberg,
but
in
not
his directing.
I like his movies, but they don't feel like I don't get caught in that emotional web with them. Even in Jurassic Park, I didn't care about like the relationship with kids and stuff like that. Like I just never get like
Jurassic Park, I'm not gonna understand, but
he directs kids so well. I mean, Henry Thomas is amazing in this. Drew Barrymore, the performances, like that takes a really masterful director and somebody that just knows how to direct kids, knows how to get that emotion.
But I don't want to watch movies about kids and aliens. I want to watch Arrival. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think aliens like have anything to do with kids, and that's why this movie I have a disconnect with it. I don't think aliens would hang out with kids. They would hang out with like scientists or soldiers.
Well, reproduction is, but he wasn't hanging out with them. That's who found him, right?
You know, but wouldn't he run away?
Nah, because the kid, remember he brought the Reese pieces and he was like, man, I'm hungry than a motherfucker.
You're right.
And he was like, where the fuck is these coming from? Hey, man, come talk. Let me talk.
That's just how I feel. Like, you don't. Even Super 8, I feel like things were getting a more mature. Like, I like the kids in Super 8 more than E.T. I'm like, these kids in E.T. talk like it's a different.
Super 8?
Super 8.
Super 8.
But it's not, no, but that's not.
But it's still a movie where there's like alien activity and sci-fi, but there's kids. Like, even in Stranger Things, like, I want them to say fuck.
Oh, so you want a little bit more rawness?
Yeah,
in the movie.
I didn't like the brother. I didn't like Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore, by the way, I think she talks the same. I think she got stunted emotionally after this. What happened on set?
I hadn't seen it so long that I didn't even know Drew Barrymore was in it.
Oh,
until
really?
I rewatched it. Then I watched. I said, "Oh, that's Drew Barry, goofy little ass." I said, "Okay,
it's crazy."
And
Sorry,
you know what she ad-libbed? You know that scene where they're ET's doing something, whatever, and she goes, "I don't like his feet." She ad-libbed that because there was like wires and stuff coming out of his feet, and like she was ad-libbing stuff at that age. And I'm like, whoa, dude, how is like she's incredible in that movie. The kid acting in that movie is so good. I mean, because there's not really a big star in it besides the kids, right? There's nobody. You know, Richard Dreyfuss was in, Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Jaws, big actor at the time. Of course, Spielberg in 1981 did Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, right? So, like, this is a movie where it's like, there's not really any big, like, adult stars. I said adult stars, but stars that are adults, and it's all it's all about the kids. And what I want to point out, which I watched and I was like blown away by, you don't see the face of any authoritarian figure until an hour and 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
So everybody, like, you got the guy's keys, right?
The
on
POV
his
of the kids, basically.
Right. He's shot it at their level. So there's that intimacy with that, with it sound weird. The kids. I
understand.
But there's that
is
level of the kids, right?
That's weird. Why would you make a movie and then choose that to be your movie?
Because it feels like the kids have power when they don't, and you have this faceless machine, I think
though when you look at it from a perspective, maybe it's more of a perspective of innocence, right? Because kids judge innocently.
Yeah.
So they only can judge not off of total life experiences. Like the mom went through a divorce. She probably would have looked at E.T. drinking them beers and was like, that's how he used to drink. You know what I mean? With a kid. You know what I'm saying?
That was his favorite beer.
Yeah. So when
but the kids don't. They just
E.T. drinking beers.
They just look at E.T. as, if he treats me good, my buddy. So it's more of a, and if you look at how receptive, like, children today and the children from our generation that's now grown, we're more easily taking in the idea of extraterrestrials than anybody else.
It's on John Oliver.
Yeah, everybody else is kind of like, like you ever hear like the scientists and the physicists talk about that's not even possible. Like, shut your goofy ass up. It's always, well, the mathematics. It's like, yeah, well, maybe you're not that smart, buddy. It's like, it kills me, like, when talking about extraterrestrials. I remember it was an interview with, was it Mitchell or Neil deGrasse Tyson, I believe. And he was like, if the extraterrestrials come here, you would want them to talk to the scientists. Who else would you want them to talk to? I'm like, no, the fuck I don't. I'm like, I want them to talk to the goddamn military first. Are we safe? I'm like, I'm not, why would you want them to talk to a nerd? I don't want them to talk to you. I think
that's what would happen though.
Yeah, you talk to the military first, then they talk to you, but they really don't need to because there's nothing you can teach them. So the only reason they would talk to you is to teach you what they know. So it's like, be
an
quiet.
arrival. Wait, question. Is there protocol from the U.S. government on if there is contact with extraterrestrials? Like the protocol is probably like the military gets involved and then they call the president. But do you know anything like this?
Okay, so originally, this is the thing. So Eisenhower's great granddaughter, where she's validating this information from, I don't know.
Okay.
But if you Google her, I think it's Eisenhower's great granddaughter. And she does an interview with with John Greenwald, the guy that created Black Vault.
Okay.
You know about the Black Vault?
Yeah. You've talked about it before.
Yeah, about the UFO file. So in that interview, she agreed to the fact that her great grandfather actually signed the contract.
With the Federation.
With the Federation.
Wow.
So that makes sense what Hayim is saying. So to me, everything that's happening is, it has not, like, you hear people when they're like, the government is a cover up and blah, blah, blah. But for me, if you're the power, you're the superpower.
Yeah.
If you're a federation, we're not in control. You're going to do it the way we're going to do it, and we're going to reveal ourselves when we're ready.
So we're in a peace treaty right now.
I don't know if it's a peace treaty. It depends on what was signed and what's going on. Because, like, let's think about abductions, right? So if they signed a contract according to what Hayim said in that article, abductions make sense, depending on who we are in contact with.
How did Trump know about it?
Because I believe that's probably something they prep all the presidents for.
I see. They probably briefed them on day two.
And when I look at the situation, if I'm the Federation once again and I'm a superpower, I'm not going to talk to government leaders. I'm going to talk to the military establishment. Why?
Yeah.
Because even on their planet, see, the problem is with people when they think of extraterrestrials, they're like, they're too intelligent. They wouldn't, blah, blah, blah. It's like, first of all, that's to say to say that just because they're intelligent, they don't want to come here and talk to us. It's dumb. That's something nerds would say. You're totally oblivious to the fact that the only reason you are a scientist is because of what? Your goddamn military. It's like, you can't, there were scientists probably in all those cities in Ukraine that was invaded by Russia, and now they're not scientists no more. Their careers are gone.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So without a military presence, you can't be what you are. So now we look at that, and then we look at, okay, if there's a federation, let's say, name some of the species they say that's out there. Greys.
The Greys. There's the tall whites. The
tall whites.
The tall, like the Nordic. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Nordic. The Nordic.
And the African black.
There's the praying mantis.
Praying mantis. Okay, that's 5. Let's just think of that. Okay, so let's just say that's 5 extraterrestrial, and they all come here. So that means, to some aspect, they all really know each other. Okay, so that means there's a whole nother motherfucking thing going on. We're like the tech primates of the universe. We just hear, and we're caught in the middle of whatever that is. Now, let's say that's that 5, and they're part of this federation. So you would have a galactic, basically, type of UN situation. So if I'm over here and it's 5 of us, and let's just say on this side it's evil, we call them the evil guys, and they're a federation, and it's 5 of them. We find you first over here. We find you first. So we would say, oh shit, let's get them, bring them in, teach them what we know. Now, instead of 5, it's 6 of you.
Yeah.
It's just like the fucking movies. It's like you watch Avengers and all this shit, and you don't like. How do you not even look
see
at
what you're
that?
saying.
It's like okay,
Humans in tall grays, we all
it's all one. It's more the more the merrier. The bigger your federation is, the more species you
How
get
do
in
you know
contact
we're in the
with.
good one?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't know who the fuck we dealing with. We could be on the bad side of things. It's kind of like when you look at like people don't like the Bible and the religion, but it's kind of making sense. It's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. First there was this one big federation of them. Then this group tried to take over this group.
Yeah.
They lost. They get.
Why would it change intergalactically is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or behaving the same way on Earth.
Exactly. And when they try to say like, they try to put, the problem with people, they try to put intelligence on morality. So they try to say you're going to be more moral if you're more intelligent.
Isn't it quite the opposite? Sometimes like people with the most intelligence kind of.
Dude, if you hear about how these scientists, they like bicker and fight with each other over scientific papers, look what they did to Einstein. Look what they did to Michael Faraday. They told Michael Faraday he didn't know what he was talking about, all because he didn't know how to do the mathematics. But then John Maxwell comes and he says, wait a minute. Boom, boom, boom. He puts the math to it. It's like, hey, he's right. And it's like, God, you stupid motherfucker. Like, they do that. They hold themselves back through that same ego.
Will math be, I just want to ask one question about math. Will math be more advanced in 200 years on Earth? Will there be?
It depends on what math involves, right? Because the problem with math is you have to have accurate math, you have to have accurate all the ingredients.
But we don't have all of them.
Exactly.
So we have we're dealing with what we have.
We're dealing with the physical
But
plane
in
of
200
our
years,
understanding.
we'll like algorithms with trillions of whatever of information, will our math get more advanced to the point?
Of course, in
It's-
that respect.
And it's kind of like Interstellar, right? Where Michael Caine, he couldn't solve the equation, right? He didn't have the information to solve it. And then Cooper from the Tesseract gives the information. Hey, now we have
so
it.
it's given to him.
Now we have it to solve this equation, because you need to have that empirical evidence, that actual thing that's like, hey, this is what it is in order to solve it. And maybe we get there. Maybe we start having theories become more like, hey, we proved it. And
What's going to come out?
That's
in
what the
future?
imbalance of quantum and relativity is that lack of those certain ingredients. And every time they do different tests within the Hadron Collider, they learning new particles. So it's one of these. There are so many particles. It's basically almost, I ain't gonna say impossible, but right now it's pretty impossible
like
for them to really come.
Higgs boson, the God particle,
Right.
which is trippy as hell. It goes, the boson field, like the Higgs particle, goes through this field. It doesn't have mass, and then all of a sudden gains mass.
Well, no.
Right?
No, the Higgs. Okay. So
Wait, it's like, right? Because it's a particle that it gains mass going through. It attains mass at some point. I'm probably getting this wrong. I'm probably getting this wrong. I don't know shit.
That's hard to explain to. I like it. So
I don't know.
Basically, it's like this. Like Neil gave an example of like, so you're a celebrity at a party and a non-celebrity enters the door. When the non-celebrity enters, nobody pays attention and it goes through. So that would be a photon. Okay. So all the people inside are the Higgs are the God particles. So the field, the Higgs field, is a collection of all the particles together. So it'd be all the people in the party, and then you would be the individual different energies. So you would have the energy of a photon, and then you would have the energy, and when they come in, the Higgs field and the particles, they don't attach themselves to the particle. Whereas when a celebrity come in, all of a sudden they boom, and they. So the easier example, a scientific example would be, you remember what you used to do in school, and you take the paper and you would sprinkle those little iron shavings on there, and then you put the magnet up under it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Instead, let's put that paper down, sprinkle a bunch of iron shavings. And you pick up one little piece of iron shaving, that's the God particle.
Yeah.
You put them down, that whole bunch of them, that's the Higgs field.
I see.
All right?
Yeah,
so
no, I
then you
understand.
get a ping pong ball, and then
I've
you
probably
get
seen
a
that
magnetic.
example.
You get a magnetic sphere, If you roll a ping pong ball through, what happened? Nothing. That's a photon. So the photon just goes right through. But when you take the magnetic sphere, as soon as you roll it, it's like, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
That's where particles get their mass from. So the Higgs gives the mass, the God particle gives the mass to the photon, to the electron, to the proton, to the neutron.
Thank you, Doc. Doc, I love you.
That's
man.
fascinating.
I was over here.
I'm learning too. Like I don't try to act like I'm intelligent. I just try to learn whatever I can and then convey it the best way from my memory. Because my problem is recollecting all the information, because I'm not a scientist and I'm not in it every day. But I try to read papers as much as possible and talk to people.
Because it's interesting. And it's cool to know. Like, I only knew that surface bit of it, but then getting that example is cool. Like, that's why I like these topics of like ET, science. Like, it's fun to talk about, and it's something that we don't really know, and that's what keeps it interesting, because we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and it's also like it's history, right? So we have stories from the 1940s of contact, but then you have these figures drawn in hieroglyphs around the world, pyramids and everything. And so that's like one of the primary reasons why originally, I can't lie, I was selfish. I just only knew about the vehicles themselves.
Okay.
And it wasn't.
Why does that make you selfish?
Because, man, what people don't realize is the technology of the technology used. How do I say that better? They don't realize
how advanced it is.
How advanced and the capabilities. Like they don't like what they hear UFOs and they automatically just go to that's a terrestrials alien. And I'm like, listen, man, what y'all don't even understand is one, they come in different sizes. So they say they're from the size of a suitcase all the way to the size of 1.5 miles, even maybe 2 miles wide.
Wow. And
both, whether it's the size of a suitcase or that big, they move at the same speed.
That's awesome.
So when you hear that, then you hear, and then they give you the 5 traits of it. And one, which is very, very important, is transmedium. Air, Earth's atmosphere, space.
Transmedia?
Transmedium.
Oh, transmedia.
Yeah.
So they're a trans person you can talk to.
Yeah.
There's that show on Bravo, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like...
I've seen Transmedia
Yeah,
before,
Transmedium. It's pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
That's the made-up show.
Sorry.
But they transmedium, so they go from space to Earth's atmosphere and underwater.
Oh, yeah, and they don't slow down.
And they don't slow down.
And they go underwater.
No splash. So they can hit the water.
Splash.
Yeah, they just hit the water.
It's like an Asian guy.
Yeah.
No splashes. Boop.
10. Tens all around.
Yeah.
So just let's even think about this. I remember watching, what is his name? Commander David Fravor.
Okay.
And he was speaking on the Tic Tac incident of 2004. You know about that?
Yeah, I love the Tic Tac.
Okay. So just think about like the way society's minds, our minds are so wrapped into the way we live
that we need video evidence.
We need that, and it's like we don't even understand what we see when we see it. So David Fravor is talking about it, and he makes, to me, it's a ridiculous statement, but that's how this is what he felt. So he was talking to Joe, and he says, hey,
To Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay.
And he says, I saw when Elon was on here, Elon is like, he's an intelligent man, but at the same time, it's like, he has Asperger's or something like that, and you can see it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a little bit off. You're a little off a little bit.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he's not, you know what I mean? Because he's
kind
like,
of annoying. I'd be like,
it is.
Dude,
It's
hurry
like,
up
bro, when he's like, I got the best technology out here. I got better than NASA. And I'm sitting up here like, bro, they just told you there's vehicles out here.
Yeah.
And you're saying you got the best technology. No, you don't. Somebody has this. So especially if there's a federation, NASA got it. The military has it.
Yeah. If it's here.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But regardless.
But they're not going to tell Elon Musk that, who has a big mouth.
Exactly.
But bring it back to E.T. If the Keys, right? The guy, and his name is Keys in the movie.
Yeah.
When he's there at the space, would he be like just give us the answers to how you create this thing
Yeah.
and how you came here. I would think like, I know he has that wonderment of E.T. himself, but it'd be like, tell us about your spaceship.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
You know, give us the
Also-
info, please. Before you go, give us something.
Don't you think the family would have died very soon after E.T. took place because of radiation exposure?
Oh, that's a great, yeah.
like Elliot probably died like a very like AIDS-y like death. Just like
Oh my God.
Wow. Well,
Oh my
that's
God.
similar to the 1994 Virginia Brazil case, right?
oh, I think you're gonna say Rodney King.
No.
They beat E.T.
Wow, he always.
It's a joke. You know what? OJ
you're
just
good.
died. I'm in it. I'm in it.
God damn.
But it's similar to that case where there's a UFO crash sighting, right?
Where?
In Virginia, Brazil. I might be
Oh, okay.
the country wrong, or city, whatever. And they crash. Aliens walking around, people panicking, and it's like two of them. One is maybe three. One died. Some died. One or two died in the crash, and then one is walking. Two of them walking around. One of them, I guess he collapsed in an alley somewhere. The police and the people were panicking.
Whoa, he went to the alley. That's so crazy.
However, he was walking through the towns, wherever.
Yeah.
And then they say the cop found him.
He went to go pee or something.
What's that alleyway you guys talked about on Bad Friends?
Vaseline Alley on Santa Monica.
What is
where
that?
Boone used to go.
Vaseline Alley.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know about Vaseline Alley?
Oh, what is that?
Oh, it's this alley in West Hollywood, like by like Sweetser. And it's even on Google Maps. It's like an alley where you can go cruising and looking for guys like behind dumpsters.
What?
Yeah.
And what they doing? I don't understand. What?
You get the Vaseline and you start having fun.
That's fun to you. Just getting
And
all
that's
ass.
yeah, I'm just saying it's called Vaseline Alley because of all the Vaseline used for anal sex.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you had to spell it out.
how can something be so wide open and not be illegal? You would think there would be an FBI sting or something. Like, they don't hear this brothel and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, these liberal towns just
That's
letting
weird,
everything
though.
happen.
Like in the alley?
Yeah, dude, I swear it's on
So they
Google Maps.
just go there and you know how desperate you gotta be for, like to fuck in the alley?
But what if you're like a
Smelling
drunk gay
like-
guy, like on meth? It's like, oh, I'll just go to Vaseline Alley. Get my dick sucked.
meth would, yeah, that would help.
That is true, yeah.
Oh, because I don't even think if you was drunk, that's like me and if I don't know who's a hot one right now that I would say.
Zendaya. Oh wait, don't. Yeah, we can't say who we would fucking at Vaseline Alley.
Why not?
You could.
I guess it's not like.
No, but what I'm saying is if
You're right.
even
I
if
thought
she was like, even if the hottest woman was in that alley.
Oh no, I was thinking like we would choose our hottest guys.
Oh,
There's no, yeah. That's
if Austin Butler was in the alley,
that's a good choice.
I'd be like, oh, from Dune. Hey,
Yeah.
So
you were
say you
great in
come.
that.
So say
Yeah.
you come out of Denny's and you hear a psst, 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 and you
And it's Austin Butler, you gotta go for it.
if it's Austin Butler, yes, of
you
course.
going
He was in Dune too.
I would be upset if you didn't. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Austin Butler. He was so good. Have you seen Dune 2?
no.
Oh, he's so
it's
good in
awesome.
it.
What about Elvis?
I was so scared to go see it. Every time there's like a sequel to something or a
You're afraid-
remake, I'm like, oh fuck that.
Oh, I think you're
I
afraid
get-
of like shootings in the theater.
What the fuck?
I
What's
thought-
wrong with this guy?
What is
I
going
thought that's what you
You
meant by
good?
being afraid in the theater. By being, you said
What,
you were,
mass shootings?
you were scared of seeing it. I always think of that when I go.
What is it? The
You are-
Joker
yeah,
from
you are
Dark
living in
Knight?
fear.
Dark Knight Rises.
I think
shooter?
of that all the time.
I do. I actually do too. I actually always look at the exits. I don't know. I get a little. I get.
I'm
sometimes I get
always
paranoid.
ready for a
Y'all
mass
paranoid.
shooting.
Yeah, this mass
Yeah, a little
shootings,
paranoid.
y'all
Yeah, I get
Well,
a
you
little
know what it is though, but I was in a gang, so I was shooting.
Yeah.
I've been shot at point blank, so I'm like, yeah,
shit.
they
Do you
can
pack heat still?
Okay,
Yeah, well-
nah.
Yeah.
And I'm out here living a good life,
Yeah. I get that.
But I would say,
If you ever need a gun, you can borrow one of mine.
nah, I don't want no register shit. I need something with scratched off code.
I didn't say-
burner,
I didn't
throwaway.
say-
I need something I can just fuck and and I'm gone. I don't want to
Yeah, I
shit. They
get
can
that.
say, hey, Carlos, it's your butt. Oh, fuck.
If this registered your podcast co-host,
Fuck you.
it says Doc on it.
And plus, if I'm gonna go that route, I'm gonna just go and get mine legally myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to be responsible with a firearm.
I think we can.
I'm not buying burners on the streets right now.
What?
No,
Wait, you know what do you think you can get a grenade?
I think everything's out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
because
too.
they had grenades on the streets when I was Detroit. See, here's
Grenades?
Yeah, they find them all the time in
You
LA.
fucking kidding me?
From the Marines in San Diego. They
People have
sell-
grenades. I'd never.
Here's the craziest thing that people don't realize
Military.
about the streets. The streets have silencers. They have all kinds. My friend, I hate to speak on this, but it's part of what the street life I was in. But
But you're not saying no names. No, we're.
you don't understand his name.
Yeah.
But one of the street guys I was affiliated with, I'm on the corner with them. I say, hey, all right, I'm going in, man. Like, we gonna stay out. So
Going in where?
in the house.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go in the house.
Okay.
And so they still out there now. Damn, that's too long a story. I can't even tell why this occurred. But
Okay,
too long
okay.
a story. But we'll stick to this. So he's out there with another guy, and there's two guys pull up, jump out, shoots the one guy in the chest with a 12 gauge,
Okay.
and then shoots this guy. Now keep in mind these guys are 13 at the time, 14.
Oh my God.
So he takes off running, and he said everywhere when he was running, every time he kept getting hit, there was a red dot on him.
Whoa.
You see, so the streets, and people don't understand, like, the streets have these weapons that military people have.
Yeah, that the police don't have.
Yeah, I had Marksburg, I had a 32 automatic, I had a 38 special, I had a snub nose, I had a 22, which was was actually a modified 4.4, but it shot 22 bullets. I had a 4.4 long barrel. I had a snub nose 357 and a long barrel. I had a
You had a long barrel? That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, that motherfucker sound like a cannon too. Woo!
Dirty Harry style.
Yeah.
Or Jack Nicholson in the first Batman.
So good.
The only thing that I've never had. But now keep in mind too, none of these guns were mine. They just get like, hey man, you need guns, and they just. I was like, God damn, where the fuck y'all getting these? We're 12.
I've always wanted to buy a gun Taxi Driver style, where the guy comes with a suitcase and goes, "Hey, here you go, and here's this."
I know.
Look,
Those
I
guns are
thought that
awesome.
was. I love that scene so much. I think it's so cool. Like, okay, yeah, let me look at this. Okay, cool. It's like, yeah, that one.
I think the
a really
modern
good one.
version is like you buy it from like the Mexicans somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey man, I want to go back
Yeah,
to the.
yeah, but look, here's something to transition to is guns were erased in the 20th anniversary release of E.T. Steve, they actually erased.
Wow.
So you know the scene where the cop cars are all lined up. They're waiting to. So this was 2002. So
because of Columbine, maybe.
So maybe there's 9/11. I don't know what it was, but it's that scene where they're riding their bikes and the cops are trying to blockade them, and then E.T. lifts them off. Right? There's like guns and shotguns in it, and it's erased to look like radios in the 2002 version. And Steven Spielberg always said, I really regret doing that, because you shouldn't modify art for today's times. It should be what it is for the time. And you don't go, oh, let me erase this and fix this and do that. It's let it be what it's going to be. And he said he always regretted that. And that was a different time. That's 2002, right?
Yeah.
9/11, there's, mass shootings started.
Very patriotic time.
Yeah, and he just regretted doing that.
That's so interesting
and
that he
take guns
regretted
out of the
that.
movie.
Wow.
Which why would you do that? Why would you erase that part?
Because they're being fake. Like, they're in a situation like that, guns are going to be involved. What police officer going to show up and be like, hey, leave your vest and your pistols? Like, no, I'm not. If I'm a cop, I'm like, hey, no, give me the AK. What he look like? He's brown. And no, you got to give me the whole arsenal. I'm going out
AR-15.
So I think a type of movie like that should have the realness to it. It's a part of the art, because if you take that away, it's fake. Now we got like, what is this? Like West Side Story? We got a musical going on.
Oh, but you know what I love? West Side
guns?
Story.
Oh, yeah.
When you're a jet all the way. From your first cigarette to your last dying
I don't know
day.
the song.
When you're a jet, when it's a fan, you got brothers around. You're a family man. Right?
You watch musicals?
I'm gay.
I like musicals.
It was one of the worst things it was one of the main things that I hated about Captain Marvel, or what is it?
Captain with Brie Larson?
Yeah, with the singing planet or the singing country. Whatever.
I only
was
saw
like,
that one once.
Man, I was like, they singing that shit.
What do you think of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Huh?
Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
love the first one.
The second one's
Second
really
one,
fucking
yeah.
good.
I haven't seen the third one.
I haven't seen the third one.
Third one's great, but the second one made me cry.
Yeah?
It's incredible. Yeah. It's an amazing movie.
So
But do you think
he cried on Guardian of the Galaxy?
Oh, you know what though?
Right.
Yeah, you know what? E.T. made me cry. That movie, I cried watching it.
Oh wait. Oh,
don't
you
know.
want to know what I did when I watched it last night?
You put it on 1.5 speed?
Yep.
God! This guy. What? Why did you,
And it was still slow. I was like, hurry up.
Oh,
you
man.
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want no effects of it. No wonder why. You just
you know what?
iron on it.
You know it's time. It's time for the segment. It's time for the segment.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Yeah. Bring it in. Yeah. A segment I'm calling.
Oh, we got
Let's-
a little Thai boy on our island.
Let's whine about it. Here we go. Let's whine about it. It's
okay.
time for me to whine.
Mine is grape juice.
Yours is grape juice. Carlos is griping with grapes. That's your segment. All right, I'm going to start it off. And you know what? What I have to whine about? You watching things at 1.5 speed. It's
All right,
fine.
it really
Look,
is grape
Look,
juice.
hold on a second. Hold on
I
a
got
second.
nervous.
Podcast is fine to watch at 1.5 speed, but movies, it's a chance to slow down. That's what movies are for. It's a chance to be in the moment.
Then why
to
is it an option on Apple TV and
God, it shouldn't be.
Are you?
Oh my
Hold on.
God.
You do this with all movies?
not all movies?
Carlos,
Oh,
you gotta watch it in its true
With
form.
all podcasts, I do 1.75 speed.
That's that's
like 10 years
okay. But like, there's pacing in a movie
Even
that
on the
like
video podcast, like when we review Bad Friends and stuff or any show, it's
I mean I do
1.75.
too for the work, but like, man, Carlos. Anyways, that's my whining.
I don't
My
watch
whine about it. Doc, what do you got to whine about, man? The movie, E.T. alien cover-ups.
Like I
what do
say,
you got?
man, the only thing that I had was the, like I said, the CGI or like you remember when when E.T. when his first chaos when they land and they take off and leave him,
Yeah.
and then all the men are looking around looking for them.
Yeah.
And then they show the one shot of the guys like on the hill and then the city is in the background. It's
Right.
like, what? It looks like a tablecloth.
Oh yeah.
When they
yeah.
walk in front of it, I was like, what
Oh,
is
I
that?
know.
A pan of cane he just stepped up at me. A can of paint he just stepped over. It's like, what is like the shrubbery that they had for it was like, what is this? This looks horrible.
It didn't hold.
It looked
didn't
like
hold up.
like how they say we didn't go to the moon, that it was a backdrop. It looked shit like that. It looked it's like, what the fuck? Just
There's that yeah, and I feel like it holds up for 40 years ago. It's not bad graphics
The
wise.
feelings
It
was
holds,
there.
I didn't like
holds
the
up.
mushrooms.
Is this your gripe?
No.
Gripe with grapes?
No,
What's
it's
your
not.
gripe? Yeah, griping with
But it's
grapes.
about- oh.
He Carlos is sober, so he's got grape juice, and so we're
have to
taking
stay
care.
sober.
Yes, it's good for you, Carlos. I gotta say, dude, you're looking good. You're.
hold on, what's
I'm
going
not
on?
hitting on you, but you're looking good, and keep it up.
What's going on? You was
I stopped
alcoholic?
drinking. I mean, I just stopped drinking for a little bit. I was getting out of control on the tour, on Bad Friends tour.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was just drinking a lot on the tour. It became like a bad habit. And with me, like these little habits, I don't really let go of them easily.
Okay.
So even like oh my God, we went to the wrong airport on Thursday or on Friday to go to Tucson. We went to Burbank instead of LAX.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
So we had to lay over in Vegas, but it was hard for me seeing like the words cocktail on the side of things. It was like, smoking sections and all this stuff, and there's bars in there where you can smoke and like watch sports, and I was like, fuck, this is difficult.
So you always crave it.
No. Just when I'm around certain things, like in Vegas, when I was there, I was fine. I was with like friends. Like being around Bobby really helps.
Yeah.
Like my parents were there, like good people.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah.
When did this happen for you? Like when you started hanging at the Comedy Store?
No, not at all. I had issues with alcohol way before I moved to LA.
Okay.
And then it kind of just dissipated after time. I was sober for a while, dissipated. And then after divorce, I started drinking again. It wasn't a big issue. And then when I went on tour, it kind of just like went through the roof. Like,
oh yeah.
And I was doing something. I didn't realize I was doing it until months into it.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I forgot what city, but I'm like running naked in the hallways, like trying to pull fire alarms, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I need to like relax.
If y'all ever paid attention to me, y'all always notice that you've never seen me drink more than 2 glasses of wine.
Oh, I know.
Because
That's good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You know what? I'm Sicilian. Like I grew up drinking wine at like 2. I would have sips, and
So I can't
it's
have
good
to.
for the blood. Like it's actually healthy for you to drink 1 glass. 2 is like it does no harm or benefit, but it's like binge drinking is the what it
problem.
does.
Yeah, and
it's worse.
I'm not saying I'll never drink more than 2. I've had 3, but it's like I have a problem. I have an intolerance with alcohol. So I get sick, like not even from hangover. Like it's like my stomach, and I can't drink like vodka or any of that type of stuff. So wine is like the easiest on my stomach, and it mellows me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yes,
about that.
yeah. So I just stick to my little 2 glasses, and sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I feel like buzzing a little bit. Get that 3rd one because I'm not a drinker, and after that 3rd one, I'm like, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
See, I can't.
Yeah.
It's like a thing with me. I really can't go easy on that 2nd and 3rd. I just keep going.
You just keep going.
And yeah, but it's like this weird thing where I don't realize it's fucking happening. And like, it's very strange. It's like I'm not me anymore.
So is it because of your tolerance for the alcohol that keeps you going? Or
No.
is it,
So I have a low tolerance for alcohol.
wow. So you get drunk after what, 2?
No, like 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had that. I have to drink so much.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I have to drink, and that's probably why I don't drink a lot too. Because it's like, what am I gonna have? 15 beers?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that. I'm fat as
For
fuck.
me, it's
I
like-
can't. I'm trying to lose weight. I can't have 15 beers of empty calories.
It's like I want to have like 4 margaritas and like, but then like I'm just someone who makes very bad decisions when drinking, and it's just not appropriate for
I've
me.
never
but hey,
understood
well.
why.
you're doing well, man.
I know, I want
I'm
to
proud
get
of you,
drunk in
dude. I'm proud of you.
Vegas.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, like yeah, it's just kind of a bummer sometimes.
But I'm the type of guy like we should have had grape juice with him. You know what I mean?
This
Oh,
might-
no,
Makes
it's
it
okay.
easier.
Wait,
oh,
is
okay.
this-
No, that
Is this
doesn't make
triggering?
it hard.
As
No,
I'm
at all.
sipping-
Yeah, that's
Fine.
what I'm thinking. I'm like over here, like I don't want you to leave and be like, fuck it. Then we find you on the curb somewhere. Like it's like, you know,
Oh, yeah, like you're,
No, I'm all-
Leo and Wolf of Wall Street.
No, I'm all good. I'm all good. I mean,
what's your gripe
my gripe? My
about
gripe,
either this movie, about ETs or government or
my gripe is that it's from the perspective of kids. That's my real gripe.
Okay.
I like movies like Arrival. I even like kid-friendly movies like Independence Day, but I think Steven Spielberg's POV on this is like, oh, my parents got divorced, all that. I get it. It's 2024. I'm just like, I'm not there.
It doesn't hold the positivity of the 80s and that type of, it doesn't hold up today because I feel like movies are a little bit more dreary and a little bit more.
But I thought it was a lie anyway. Like, and it's a lie people don't even know they're telling. Like when I see that family, I'm like, oh, these all like Republicans. Like when I see them, I really think
they're
that.
I think they're in a Republican area. They're like central but East California, like by the
Yeah.
Nevada
And I like
border.
Republicans who listen to the show. All these
I do-
people I
I do
meet on
too,
the road.
yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
It's like the older brother just looked like a little prick. And I was just like, fuck this movie.
Oh, did you? I caught something.
Really?
Did you hear like when they're doing? First of all, when they're dressing up for Halloween, is Elliot doing blackface?
Yeah, he's doing some sort of thing.
When he's putting on makeup, his face is. Anyways,
Yeah.
In the background, the mom's like telling the older brother, "You are not going out dressed as a terrorist."
Oh yeah, I thought that was funny.
The 80s were wild, man. Terrorists.
It was like Russian terrorists. He was dressed like.
Yeah, and I was like, what? This is. If you made that, I'd be like, whoa, yikes.
And
Maybe we take that out.
But here's the thing that I noticed about E.T. Maybe y'all didn't notice this, but E.T. is the first cross-dressing extraterrestrial.
Oh.
And I mean, like,
think that's probably
yeah,
true.
he was the first one. I'm like, Caitlyn Jenner, you ain't the one. It's fucking E.T.
That's
when he had
so-
on his little wig, and I said, oh, shit, he's the first cross-dress. If his homie saw him from another galaxy, he'd be like, man, what the fuck is you doing?
Oh, I know.
Dressing like these people. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Cat Williams going, they put on the dress.
Hey, why was E.T. always sweating and wet and shit? He was always slimy. Why
I know. It's so gross.
like when his hand
our
came up, I'm like,
environment, it's
fuck, he
just-
touching shit?
Yeah, maybe he was a pervert.
The other thing,
Think about that.
yeah, I do think about that. I did think about that the whole time.
when-
You remind me of Kevin Spacey.
When he was
That's why he wanted to be around a kid.
Exactly, and he's wearing his underwear around him, and like
Oh,
Yeah.
E.T.
touching
Man.
him with his light. Feel my feelings.
Oh,
It's like,
damn
why do you
it,
want
man.
him to feel your feelings? Why didn't you pick like Kathy Ireland and land in Hollywood or something? Like, it's insane.
Oh my
It's
god.
the 80s. He could have went to like Emilio Estevez's house or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good choice. Yeah, go to a celebrity like, oh, we love you. Yee. Oh my god, man! I still like the emotion of it. I know we're making fun of it, but like, I don't know. Ever since kids, man, I've been such a big softie, and like, it just makes me cry. Like, I
think that
just
could be
like seeing that heart of Steven Spielberg with the kids. Like, it reminds me of like being a kid watching it again, but still enjoying it as an adult.
I think that could be it, Pete, because I definitely I'm someone without children, and I think I've seen like a big difference in all my friends with kids, even in my with my sister. So
You in your 30s.
37.
Yeah. See, that's another thing too. There's a age gap in that time, and you grew up in a time of where movies were a lot more advanced as far as the thought patterns, and not only with the technological aspects of it, but just the thought patterns of way humans look at.
Even like teen shows now are like drastically different. Like you thought like Gossip Girl and Dawson's Creek were controversial because they say birth control twice in an episode. It's like, watch fucking Euphoria. Like, is that like, why like put that on?
Hey,
First of all, Dawson's Creek, I never thought I'd hear that out of this guy's mouth.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, me too, dog. I ain't bullshit you.
You watched the OC?
When I used to look at Kate,
Yeah, I did.
and I used to say to myself, she can get it.
Yeah.
Man, because sometimes especially when she would go by the dock, that little wooden dock, and she would be over there, and I would be like, whoo, it was something about
Doc at the dock with
yeah.
Pacey was
thrashing. She said thrashing.
I
But,
like Pacey.
huh?
Pacey, the one that's played.
Oh, Pacey. Yeah,
he was
yeah.
funny. I watched all those shows. Even I watched the new 90210 like in 2007.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
I never even watched none.
I was like 20 then.
I was a big, I don't know why I always watched them for just how the women look. Like I was into Tiffany and the way she looked.
Oh, of course.
It was like her eyes, the blue eyes and the brunettes be like in them brunettes, out there, boy. Same
Watch
thing
out,
when I
Esther
watched
Povitsky.
Saved by the Bell. I used to look at Lisa and I used to go, oh yeah, beat off session, you know what I mean? Let's get it. But yeah, man,
Who are your new girls?
the newest ones for me, you know what?
Sydney Sweeney,
Now I'm old, so kind of like, man, I'm
Meryl Streep.
I'm
That's,
into
no, not Meryl. Not
I'm
Meryl.
Streep.
Come
I
on.
know. Well, you said
Well,
you're old.
I'll hit it though if I, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if she, like I don't have a
You did it.
like an age range. You know how like people have an age range, as
And then you're
how
like,
old?
are you acting?
Yeah.
Or is this real? Or
What's your age?
Hey, now let me catch that when I said I don't have an age range. They be like, I know Doc was a goddamn. Hey man, I don't go young. like my age range for me.
We have to bleep that
Okay,
word.
for if you just smashing, then that would be 28, 29 up.
Oh,
Just
really?
because I don't want to deal with the headache of the young attitudes, right?
Yeah,
28, 29 is still,
that's young.
that's still young. But if you're talking about dating and being with a woman, my ideal would be in between 33, 78. You know what I mean? Just
Heard it here
feel
first.
fucking right on the cusp where I'm like, I can get this insurance money or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh
little
yeah,
inheritance.
there you
That's
go.
so funny. You should be like a trainer or something and go like train like a rich ladies.
You know what would be a good one is Chris Kris Jenner, or is it Kris Jenner or Kris Kardashian?
Jenner.
Yeah, Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
she's-
Doc, I don't know. I mean, that's a long shot. It's far fetched, but
Kris Jenner would be good.
Kris
You know
Jenner
what,
would
though?
be the
she
one.
might know some federations.
The reason I couldn't, because from my understanding, supposedly Drake hit her, Chloe, and fucking like, ugh.
course.
It's just like for me,
Oh,
when it comes to
Dude, Drake's nasty,
I don't
man.
even know if it's true, but
it's probably.
I be in them
It
tabloids
probably
trying to
is.
get some info a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that's like the Galactic Federation and
Yeah, you got to keep up
Who's
with
Drake
everything to a degree.
That's
I
so
think
funny.
being well informed about the real and the fake is something you can cherish, because you I think that's what creates
But we all do this for entertainment. Like we read, like I read, or I like, aliens or science, or even, just religion or reading in general, because it's entertaining. Because isn't that what we're trying to do? Is just pass the time. We're trying to do something that stimulates us, and sometimes it's tabloids, and sometimes it's reading Nietzsche, Beyond Good and Evil.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I mean? Like why would you do that?
Good movies, so it's like whatever.
Well, when it comes to extraterrestrials, for me, when I'm reading about that, it's just to inform myself, so I don't, like, Steven Spielberg directed, I said Stephen King the last time I was on here.
Oh.
But he's the one that got the documentary on Netflix called, how the fuck I just forget? That
Well, maybe
wait, I know.
Gen Z Skeleton. Can you maybe
Encounters.
and
Yeah, I know which one you're
look it
talking
up with your crystal skull?
Let me check it out.
This is our Gen Z Skeleton. He's I
He vapes.
actually switched souls with him.
He vapes.
I do.
Yeah, but check it out. Consult your crystal skull. But yeah, like, I like to know something that stimulates me. I want to find out something that it's kind of hard to figure out. Like, I like reading philosophy.
Right.
I like looking up like extraterrestrials, like, because you don't really get an answer, and there's something stimulating about that, because you're trying to inform, but you're never really arriving at something. You're never really getting and that keeps you going.
Right.
That keeps you
You
going
don't have to
to
believe
keep
everything.
going.
I like those theories that there were like giants on the earth.
Well, that's in the Bible. That's in Genesis.
Right.
It's crazy.
Like, it's, you know what I mean? During the pandemic, I read the Bible from cover to cover for fun, and that's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Pete?
Yeah, you're like someone in jail.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, that's what happens in jail. You start
I
reading
was
the
in
Bible.
jail. It was a pandemic. I was,
Oh, I went out during the pandemic.
Oh, Carlos.
one of those
I
guys.
know you did.
But when I do it, it's like, okay, this is what I'd rather be. Would you rather be, okay, there's two types of people. There are, and you notice it, like, you ever notice, like, when people are dying of cancer, there's these two types. There's the ones that want to tell everybody, and then there's these ones you just see them and you're like, damn, you losing weight. Like, they just keep, no, I'm good. Like, remember when, you know what I mean? Like OJ, when they showed him in the truck, and he was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And the next thing you know, he would cry, So there's people who live on both sides of the spectrum. And so when it comes to extraterrestrials, you see that. There's people who are in fear, and they're like, I don't want to know if something's going to happen. Fuck it, especially if something violent comes in, just let it happen when it happens. I don't want to know. Or they're like, I don't want to, but for me, I want the information. So if they come walking in, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the reptilians right there. While your dumb ass is just sitting on the side like, do it. I'm like, hey, get goofy, if you've paying attention, they've been talking about this.
That's you. That's you
yeah,
wanting
so
control.
you don't have to believe in it, because the problem is with
It's a mental preparation.
Yes, and it's, you know, like, if extraterrestrials are coming here and that all of these exist, what you believe don't fucking matter.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
Don't even matter.
Yeah.
And that's the spectrum that you see a lot of people on. It's like, even when they talk, if you talk about God, right?
Mm-hmm.
People say God isn't real. He's this man. Ain't no invisible man in this. And you're like, what are you talking about? You say man. God and man, that's two different. First of all,
God is not man.
yeah, period. And it's like, who the fuck are you to tell God that he has to prove who he is?
I
It's
understand.
weird.
It's anthropomorphizing.
So I don't say
Yeah.
to them, I don't get into arguments with people that don't believe, and I don't get into arguments with people that do believe when they're trying to convince people. I'm like,
You know what it is?
That's
Doc?
very mature too.
It's just like, what are you doing? Just
I don't
stay
like
in your
people.
lane.
I don't like people that say I have the answer. I don't like that because no, you don't.
You don't.
Yeah, that's what snake oil salesmen say.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. But the one thing that I do like about most religions is the one concept of unity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be real. If extraterrestrials came and they was about to kill us, let's just say they was about to kill us, and they say, "Why? Show me a man. Bring them forth a man to me and show me the man that will give us a reason not to kill you." Yeah. Okay, here's Elon Musk. He's our guy. Kill him.
Boom. They're just like,
boom. Yeah. No. You.
This guy's weird. Boom.
What you gonna do? Bring him Jeff Bezos? Who?
This guy's bald. Boom.
None of the stuff that matters to us.
Give me another one.
Right. But so
LeBron.
You would just say Martin.
LeBron is fell off and he's old. Boom.
Yeah. Just okay. Next. So the only thing you could do is, well, we got one more, and they would be like, who? And then you just hold up a picture of Martin Luther King, right? Mm-hmm. And then they go, who is he? Well, he said that no matter what we look like, that we all should coexist in one unison, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing y'all are. Y'all in one unison, and y'all came here. Hey, man, that's what it's about.
Yeah, we're all part of this
getting
universe.
along. We're all part of the same universe.
And
then
like,
they'll
that's
go,
one of us. We sent him.
Yeah, then they'll be like, hey, well, so where is he? What happened to him? Oh, we killed him. Man, kill everybody.
Yeah.
Kill everybody.
Yeah. And I think that's the messaging of E.T., right? Of like, they're all, like, the extraterrestrials are all connected, right? Mm. What would happen if we could feel each other's feelings? Mm-hmm. We were physiologically connected to each other's feelings, so we could feel empathy for people in a physical way, like Elliot and E.T. Right? E.T. gets sick, Elliot gets sick. So, or if like E.T. is sad, Elliot's sad. So what would happen if we all felt that from each other?
I think
like what if we could be that
we would
advanced?
Be peaceful, probably.
We would be peaceful because like, hey, if I did this to you, then I feel it.
Yeah.
Like I actually feel it.
But that's called just being emotionally mature, which
right.
But I mean, like actually, you actually do. It actually is a reaction. Like you are entangled with each other. Every single being.
Then I think would be a peaceful species.
And when you think about like the stories in the Bible about in Ezekiel or Revelations, when it talks about the ones with these figures and these faces, like that's a scientific possibility. That's the crazy part is we was looking at it metaphorically, and the Bible could actually be telling us, hey man, no, there's some beings that look like this out here.
Yeah,
so that's another reason why
the wheels within wheels sighting.
Yeah, the wheels within wheels, or also the ones with the lion head, ox head, and the human face looking.
Yeah, and Revelations and all
Revelations,
that.
yeah. So you can look at that and say, wait a minute, that's why you want to see if extraterrestrials really exist, because now it's like, oh, are we not really understanding what we're interpreting? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I'm excited based on just that level alone
of a great reset.
Yeah, like a whole nother. Hey man, whoa! Look here, this is something else that we are not privy to, but they're privy to each other. They know.
Yeah.
They know exactly what's going on, but we don't.
Yeah.
So it's interesting for us to be introduced to that.
Why do they know everything that's going on? Because isn't that just based off the idea that they can travel far?
Based on what Hayam Mashiach said, they don't know shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
He said
they can travel doesn't mean they know anything. Columbus didn't know where he was.
It said, Hayam Mashiach said this. This is why I like really stuck to what Hayam Mashiach was saying. Because number one, I'll put it to you like this. To me, right, when you look at what's going on, people want extraterrestrials to be these peaceful beings based on intelligence.
Like E.T.
Right?
They want it. Like,
right. But my issue with everybody saying that, I'm like, hold up, first of all, most species or most organisms on this planet aren't peaceful towards one another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can see a tardigrade, or you can look at different biological organisms or cells.
It's food chain.
Yeah, Michael, you know.
That's it.
Yeah, so they're eating each other. It's constant. And it goes all the way from the lions to the mammals, all the mammals on the planet, to the insects, to
us.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, in your rabbit mind, you're going to look out there and go, no, they don't do it. It's like, how? It's involved in all living organisms on this planet, but then because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make, like I say, make intelligence, because it is a form
Morality,
of intelligence,
which is what
it is emotional intelligence, which begets love and anger and all of this, and to be able to decipher what is the balance of positivity and what is the balance of negative. You know what I'm saying? So all of that collective information helps us understand what is good and what is bad. Right?
Doc, you said something about love. I when I was watching E.T., there's that moment where E.T. dies, right? And Elliot is distraught, but he tells E.T. that he loves him. And now I want to know, is E.T. brought back to life from that love, or that his species is close by and it kind of reinvigorate?
They resurrect.
That's what I thought, and I you know, because it's like, is it the love of Elliot, or is it because his species nearby is like, hey, you know, they're close, and I'm, you know what I mean? Like,
he instantly say, "Fall home." So he's letting you know, hey man, they here, they resurrect.
Right, because he said that right off. So I'm like, yeah, how does E.T. resurrect? And it's like, that species is so interconnected that like just the presence
that's what I'm
can
too.
revive
Right.
of just having that interconnected thing. But that scene, you know, I cried again in that scene.
Or that's an interesting concept based on science itself. You know, like, you ever think like
how we change around when we're in the presence of others, like we're like there's something about being around others that we change, and our thinking changes, our emotions change. Even they say when people hug, right, you can calm the heart rate because you know what I mean? You're bringing somebody down. Like,
it's like, you know, the doc says something's going on that
skin to skin with a baby is a great example of like, you're connected there. We do have that. We do have a little bit of that.
Well,
and that's why the pandemic was so hard, is that we were isolated and we went and now here we are. You know what I mean? Like, you know, here we are, we're talking, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, that's why E.T. is like, it really like hit home to me, of just like having that connection with others. And and I love you guys.
I love y'all too, man.
You know, sorry I get all a little sloppy, but that's really, you know, that's how I feel.
No, but I would say too, like, another thing is, I don't know, I just be always looking at stuff from a scientific perspective of like, man, what if? So I also look at it too, what if he's dead and they're not only are they connected internally, right, with something that because it's obvious, because they all lit up red when they, in the beginning, remember? When one turned red, they all turned red. So they were interconnected with whatever that was on the inside of them. So there's an energy.
What do you think
transport.
red meant, Matt? Huh? Like they're all horny or something?
No, but I
what is it? One big orgy?
Oh yeah, you're like, go. Oh, E.T. fucking again.
One turns red, they're like, come on, man. Eighth time today. Like, let's give it a rest.
Like Tomax and Zamar from G.I. Joe, when one feels the other, you know what I mean? So, like, one is fucking and he comes, he's like, oh, god damn it, E.T. All of them are at the table like, this motherfucker. Toes curled like, oh shit.
He's using his finger.
They're like, no, what the fuck is going on?
Come.
But,
oh no.
But I was thinking more of like,
oh my god,
like technology wise, if you know how we can connect each other through Zoom or any other kind of and we do all this through light rays.
Zoom.
And packets and all this stuff. So I was thinking more like, there also can just be a science of energy which we have not delved into yet.
Do you think we can evolve?
Because 100%.
Do you think we can evolve into that level of, you know, transcending our being human and transcending into
like in 1,000 years?
You know, like can we get there?
I don't even think humans will be along.
Well, here's the thing though. This is the most significant part. That's why the Galactic Federation and this whole extraterrestrial thing is really key. Because it's like,
so we can survive Earth.
These guys have the scientific capabilities that we don't have. You read these files like that one, what's the one CIA file where over in Ukraine, Russia, there's like this whole extraterrestrial incident. And I don't know, it sounds something like a fucking movie and it sounds fake. I'll have to show y'all the document when we get through.
Please.
But so in this situation, the military is running up on them and there's like 30 soldiers.
The Ukrainians?
Russia.
Okay.
It's Russia, but it's in.
But they both have.
I see.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
both have the
the
file.
military.
It was back then. It was in the documents from like the 80s, 2080s, whatever.
Well, maybe
When it was Russia.
I've heard of this.
I heard Joe Rogan talk about it on the podcast because I don't really watch his podcast, but because I've watched certain clips of certain scientists, right?
Yeah, with this alien
They
people,
recommend, and then I watch a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But what the document, it says that the soldiers running up on them, the extraterrestrials do something and they merge. Whatever the merging is,
Oh God.
they let off there's an explosion and there's like this light and it basically calcifies the soldiers. So 28,
Wow.
yeah, 28 turned in what they said resembled limestone. And two of them, because they were hidden in the some shade or something,
Yeah.
it didn't affect them.
Whoa.
It's like pillar of salt shit.
Yeah. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, same thing, where they looked at the light and they bop. So that's what's interesting. I said, wait a minute, this is like a Sodom and Gomorrah type of situation. It's dark. I said, did they just write this shit? Look at the Bible like sitting this out. You know what I mean? But let's say if that's true, there's a lot of scientific capabilities that we don't have.
Of course.
That they have. So when
That's the plot of a lot of movies, like one of the Supermans, Spider-Man, the first one with Tom Holland, alien technology on Earth.
Yeah. And then even when you think about when, what was it? When Jesus, remember when the disciples locked themselves in the house and then Jesus appears in the midst of them and then they panic and they're like, because they think they're seeing a ghost.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, hey, look.
What do you think about this?
And he said, so my thing is like that if you read the story, when you're reading in the Bible, they lock themselves in the house. They barricade themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how does Jesus get in the house?
Because
So
he's the son of God.
teleportation.
Yeah, son of God.
Teleportation is a science that can really be. That's
You're
already
saying
what
because the son of God did it, that it must be, that it's possible for anyone to do it at some point.
Right.
Because it has to be natural technology.
Also because we were doing it with photons.
I understand what you're saying.
The
That's
only
actually
difference
fascinating.
the only difference of what we do with photons and us and matter is we just haven't been able to do it with matter. But the same thing is like because people interpret it differently. Some people say he went through the door. So then that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. Now you got matter going through matter.
I want what's it, Machu Kaku? Wait, what's his name?
Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku. I want him to write Science of the Bible. I want him
Probably our books.
I want him to be like, hey, this is how it could happen. But I want to wrap it up with why should people either watch E.T. or rewatch E.T. and go back to it?
Just for what we talked about, the idea of unification of beings.
Yep.
You don't even have to, I ain't gonna lie, like, when I first saw that scene that I told y'all when they was on a hilltop looking for E.T. and he walked by, I turned that shit off. I said, this shit is horrible. I said, I can't watch this. And then I said, man, you know what? Let me just sit down and watch. And I'm instantly hooked in the feelings of the story. Like, I didn't really care for the divorce part and the mom crying. And I guess maybe because the divorce rate is so high, who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
But I was just like intrigued about how like receptive the kids were, and then the adults were treating him like he was like a piece of science. Mm-hmm. So that was.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It was like, oh, okay. So it's like, hey man, we're not science. You don't take us in for science. But then when you hear these stories of people getting abducted and they probing us and doing stuff like that, if that's real, they're doing it too. It's like you come here.
Because we're all the same.
Yeah. But back to what Hayam Shah said about extraterrestrials, he said that they said, we we are trying to understand the fabric of the cosmos. And I said, you done flew to this motherfucker and you don't know either? It's like, what the fuck? Like, man, how the fuck what we gonna do for you?
Yeah.
So that's interesting in itself, just to see somebody with that kind of scientific capability and they don't know either. And so let's just leave religion out just as a unification of species.
Okay.
For me, that's a purpose of watching E.T. And for me, that's a purpose of opening your heart to what is coming. If they're here, you don't have a choice. I mean, we pretty much being bullied into the situation.
We'd be bowing down to gods, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, man,
you kind of have to, because they could destroy us. But if they're benevolent, it's like let us understand, let us unify. We're all part of the same universe, and that's beautiful, Doc. Like that's what I got to, of like that unification, of like that bond that we're all trying to get to. Even as as humanity, even as extraterrestrials, like we're trying to bond with the universe, with whatever's in it, right? And I love that. But Carlos, you for
E.T.
Why you should watch E.T. I know you had your gripes.
I had gripes, but I think you should watch it just because it's an important movie in Hollywood history, just to see what alien movies were like in the 80s. I just think you want to watch a great director's all his movies, you should watch this one too, so you can have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. A masterclass of how to direct a movie. Spielberg, one of the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, it goes beat by beat, perfect script structure and story structure, but you should watch it to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you think that based on like when you watch Star Wars and you watch E.T., it gives you a different feel? Like you see Star Wars and you see all these humans interacting with all these different beings, but with E.T., it gives you the very first realization of us being in contact, because it's first that and then it's we hanging out with Chewbacca.
Right. It's like oh, we were already beyond this.
I like Star Wars for kind of a unification and friendship and adventure. I think that's even more emotional.
It's the philosophy of
Galactic Federation.
It's the philosophy of the Force, right?
Yeah.
There's a religion. There's like we're all connected, and it still has that message too, right? Yeah. And George, real quick,
Jedi's Muslims? You think?
And what?
Are they like Muslims, like, or like Jesuits? Like, who are they the most like? If it's like a religion, the Force.
I don't know. I don't.
I think they're kind of like Al Qaeda.
What do you think?
They're like
they're fundamentalists.
Yeah,
they're like these.
Yes,
crazy
they
Jedi.
are. I think they're like Al Qaeda.
And there's like a few of them, and they're really extreme.
Yeah, they're like, oh, a million years ago.
Yeah, don't mess with Jedi.
Yeah, they're like a million years ago we took out the 2 towers.
Fuck, dude.
Wouldn't it be more like ISIS instead of?
Yeah, and there's just a few that are really hardcore. Yeah. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and sign us out, Carlos.
SOS VHS every week now.
Tuesdays.
9 a.m. Pacific. Me, Doc Willis, Pete.
Yeah, hell yeah, guys. Hey, and you know what, guys? Thank you. I want to say thank you to the fans, man, for watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool. Like all the comments are always so positive, and we appreciate you guys. Like, thanks for watching, man. And yeah, more to come.
There you go.